What if I told you that everything you think you know about reality is just the tip of a cosmic iceberg? That beneath the surface of our everyday existence lies an intricate blueprint of energy, consciousness, and sacred geometry that explains not just how our universe works, but why you're here experiencing it. This isn't science fiction, it's Keylontic science, and it might just be the missing piece you've been searching for. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating, yet misunderstood spiritual frameworks of our time. And before you click away thinking this is too weird for me, I promise to break it down in a way that actually makes sense. Even my most skeptical viewers tell me they can't stop thinking about these concepts days after watching. So stick around, you might be surprised by what resonates with you. At its core, Keylontic science presents itself as a bridge between science and spirituality, a comprehensive cosmology that aims to explain the fundamental nature of creation and the energy dynamics behind matter and consciousness. It's been called spiritual mathematics because it uses structured geometric principles to explain how reality functions at its most basic level. Think of it as the source code of existence. Now I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds like pseudoscience. And I get that reaction, really. But what makes Keylontic science interesting is how it attempts to provide answers to questions that conventional science still struggles with. The nature of consciousness, the connection between mind and matter, and the underlying patterns that seem to repeat throughout the universe. Let's break down 4 key concepts that form the foundation of Keylontic science. First, there's the Kathara grid, described as the fundamental energy template through which all forms of life manifest. Imagine it as the motherboard of consciousness, the primary circuit board that allows energy to flow in specific patterns to create, well, everything. The word Kathara itself has meaning. Ka represents light, Tha represents sound, and Ra represents one, suggesting that light, sound, and unity are the building blocks of creation. Then we have Merkaba fields. And no, we're not talking about cars. In Keylontic science, your Merkaba is essentially your light body, a consciously created energy field that surrounds your physical form. Depicted as 2 intersecting tetrahedrons, think of 2 pyramids merged together, this geometric pattern is considered your vehicle of ascension, your spiritual spaceship, if you will. According to practitioners, learning to center yourself within this field creates greater stability and harmony in your experience of reality. The third key concept involves DNA templates. Now forget what you learned in biology class for a moment. In Keylontic science, DNA is far more than just genetic information. It's presented as a structure that connects your consciousness across different dimensions or harmonic universes. The teachings suggest that much of our DNA is dormant, and spiritual awakening involves activating these latent potentials. Think of it as upgrading your biological operating system to access higher functions. And finally, there's Ascension, perhaps the ultimate goal in this framework. Presented as a natural evolutionary process, Ascension involves integrating higher dimensional aspects of yourself into your current reality. This means aligning both your Merkaba fields and DNA templates with higher frequency energies, essentially becoming less dense and more vibrationally aligned with your higher self. Now, I've spoken with people who've been studying these concepts for years, and they'll tell you that working with these principles has profoundly transformed their understanding of themselves and reality. But let's be real for a second. Keylontic science isn't without its critics. The scientific community has largely dismissed concepts like morphic resonance, which shares similarities with Keylontic ideas, as pseudoscience, citing lack of empirical evidence and inconsistency with established theories. Some find the material overwhelming and unnecessarily complicated, with its introduction of numerous new terms and concepts. Others point to failed predictions about specific ascension timelines. These are valid criticisms worth considering as you explore these ideas. So who's behind Keylontic science? The teachings are primarily associated with Easha Ashayanadin, who claims to have translated ancient pre-Atlantean records called the Cloister Dora Tura record plates. These are described as containing the original teachings of the Law of One. Dean's work, often referred to as the Freedom Teachings, claims to offer liberation from limited paradigms of reality. Whether you view Keylontic science as profound spiritual wisdom or elaborate pseudoscience likely depends on your own beliefs about consciousness, energy, and the nature of reality. What's interesting is how it attempts to create a comprehensive framework that explains both the physical and metaphysical aspects of existence, something neither conventional science nor traditional religion has fully achieved. If you've made it this far, you clearly have an open and curious mind, exactly what's needed to navigate the complex landscape of consciousness exploration. I'd love to know your thoughts on Keylontic science. Have you encountered these concepts before? Do they resonate with your own experiences? Drop a comment below and let's get a conversation going. If you found this introduction helpful, hit that like button so more people can discover this content. And if you're interested in more explorations of consciousness, alternative cosmologies, and the bridge between science and spirituality, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Our next video will dive deeper into sacred geometry and how these patterns appear throughout nature and ancient wisdom traditions worldwide. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the universe might be stranger and more magnificent than we can possibly imagine.